What's up? This is Jeff. Welcome to Jeff's podcast. And before the start of the show, I would like to give a minute of silence to voice actor Christopher Ayres, who passed away at the age of 56 due to complications from a pulmonary disease, where he is diagnosed with end-stage COPD or Chronic Obstructive Pulmonary Disease on Tuesday, October 19th, or Wednesday here in the Philippines last October 20th. Iris is known as the voice of Frieza in Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball franchise, along with fellow voice actor Son Schemmel, and also served as ADR director and scriptwriter for numerous English dubs. He is known for mock combat for cosplay panels at anime conventions. Our thoughts and prayers for the voice actor. Thank you.
It's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday then. Saturday, Sunday. What? Yeah, it's okay.
What's up? This is Jeff. Welcome to Jeff's podcast, and it's the 75th episode of the podcast, which is now in the third season, which is now on episode 25 as listened on Spotify and Anchor, and also already uploaded on YouTube for the 75th episode. Today, we're talking about badminton anime, and badminton is extremely popular in sports, but mostly in Europe, including Britain, Denmark, and Sweden, and Asia, including China, Indonesia, Malaysia, Korea, Japan, and the Philippines. As a spectator sport, it is very popular in the Far East. If you're looking for a badminton sport in real life, better watch the animated series that has started it all, and it comes from the Hanesaki Badminton. I'm talking about Kosuke Hamada's Hanesaki Badminton, or called it Hanebado, the badminton play of Ayano Hanesaki. Hanebado is a manga series created by Kosuke Hamada, published in Kodansha's Good Afternoon magazine from June 2013 to October 2019, releases 16 book volumes. The story centers on Ayano Hanesaki as she follows in her footsteps to become a champion, just like her mother Uchika Hanesaki, where she is a reigning champion. One day in her middle school, Ayano caught a cold before an important badminton match and subsequently lost, causing Uchika to leave her and Ayano to be raised by her grandparents. Her mother leaving resulted in Ayano being depressed and stopped playing badminton at a competitive level. A year passed, Ayano becomes a first-year high school student and she is recruited by a former badminton player, Kentaro Tachibana, to join the badminton club as she learns to overcome her fears of playing badminton again. The manga and animated series features a mix of character rivalry, and the story is about a group of passionate young women who all have various reasons to be dissonant about playing badminton, yet continue playing it regardless due to the simple thrill they obtain from playing the game. Ayano Hanesaki is the main lead character of the show. It begins as an airheaded and unfocused goofball who's shy yet aloof of people around her, together with her best friend Erena Fujisawa. Erena wants to join Ayano in the badminton club, but Ayano loses her interest in joining the team and her sport as seen in the past, until she encounters the captain of the badminton club, Nagisa Aragaki. Nagisa challenges Ayano to a badminton match, but despite her short injury, Kentaro keeps an eye on Nagisa to avoid carelessness while playing badminton. Just like Ryoma and Chisen versus Kurimitsu Tezuka in Takeshi Konomi's The Prince of Tennis franchise, to determine which player is the best. But the players of Seigaku realize that Tezuka has had injured left arm in order to avoid taking too much long playing tennis. Another encounter with Ayano is Connie Christensen, a foreign exchange student and adoptive sister of Ayano Hanesaki, who acts as a big sister. Connie was attached to her adoptive mother and wanted to monopolize her, telling her teammates that she wished to prove to her sister that she was her mother's only daughter. Her upbringing is similarly influenced by Uchika, much like Ayano, and much like Ayano also suffers from a complex and neglect from Uchika's presence in her life, yet retaining a more positive outlook in general. Despite this, due to her having more friendly teammates for a longer period of time, who she desperately tries to keep at arm's length but fails at spectacularly. She has a lack of social awareness in how to deal with others, often resorting to self centeredness by instinct before realizing her carelessness, who tends to be over empathetic and often got lost in caring for others but not herself. This dynamic helps progress both characters considerably. She receives much character development and acts as an excellent foil to both Nagisa and Ayano. Both are striving to prove that they're worthy of her attention. Hanebado is phenomenal and extremely capable of swapping tones, often relying on boldly spaced panels and dynamic illustrations that make the series easy to read despite its very dialogue-heavy nature outside of matches. Facial expressions are often beautifully drawn, with subtle changes in character expressions all over the manga, adding much to characterization. Speaking of the badminton games, they're in some ways the best and worst thing the series has to offer. On one hand, it's beautifully drawn and extremely tense, with one particular game being straight up one of the favorite matches in a sports manga period, and a classic example of how a sports match can add so much characterization to characters. The cast for the animated series is well deserved, including voice actor Nobuhiko Okamoto, who played the role of Kentaro Tachibana, the coach of the women's badminton club, but he mistakenly as a pervert after giving Ayano a chance to participate in the badminton club. But in real life, he's a former badminton player during his middle school. He added that he understands the strategic interest in badminton and the burden it can take on one's body, so he thinks it would be good to be able to apply that experience to his performance. The series is intense where they feature top talented high school girls in the badminton court, as Kitakomachi High School faces top badminton clubs ranging from Konan High School, Frederica Girls High School, and Susie Sogo High School. The Prince of Tennis also featured top talented high school boys, since Seigaku is the main team character of the show, as they face the best of the high school tennis clubs such as Fudomine, St. Rudolph, Yamabuki, Hyote, Chosei, Wokaku, Rikadai, Midoriyama, Shitenhoji, Higa, and Nagoya Seitoku, where they feature talented tennis players. This aspect is generally what makes hesitant to pick up sports manga compared to their anime counterparts if they have one. Hanebado is a refreshing breeze in the world of sports manga and anime that brings a lot of unique strong points to the table, being one of the few sports manga able to capture the sport on the field so well and is worth checking out for anyone interested in the genre. So pick up the racket and enter the court of the show's engaging story. After Hanebado anime, Liden Films announced that they are producing a new badminton anime titled Wyman's Club, and the story centers on Mikoto Shiratori, a badminton prodigy who never recovered from a major loss during a high school competition. Now he is working as a corporate employee. He decided to join the badminton team as he strives to get back on the court. The anime is directed by Aimi Yamauchi, and the animated series is set to stream coming January 2022. Better check out this badminton anime and kudos to Liden Films. They did a great job on reflexing movements from real life badminton events. If you have comments or suggestions, let us know in the comments. Follow Jeff11 Manchester on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to youtube.com/gifaboy and send an email through PayPal or scan a QR code on Gcash. But that's about it for Jeff's podcast. This is Jeff. We'll see you in the next podcast.